you said I get. I don't care if you forget me. I just want there to be more. You can't wait to be remembered, just like the kids before. Take me to the promised land, is what you said I get. It's what you said I get.
What up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Welcome to another fantastic Daily Vape TV's live stream, where we're going to talk about 2 devices today. 2! Really, it's a comparing and contrasting versus kind of thing, but slash review, I guess. Do I even do reviews anymore? We just talk about stuff. Say hi to Confetti. Confetti! Yeah, she's asleep. Oh well. Hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? Didn't really get my voice all warmed up as much as I would like to, but welcome one and all. Today we're going to be talking about boop and boop. We've got the Luxe PM40 and the Nord 2. Side by side, comparing and contrasting. And we're gonna... I don't know if I should pick a winner. Should I pick a winner at the end of this? Probably. Yeah, she doesn't want to be a part of this. She's just in her own little world over here. But she's just so cute. Look at how cute that is. But yeah, hope everyone's having a great week so far. It is, you know, the 2nd of December, and it's almost Christmas time. It's the holidays, everybody. Hope everyone's got, you know, some plans to, I don't know, stay with your families, or no judgment here, but personally gonna be going over my parents' house and having a little small Christmas Day celebration. Basically gonna be me, my sister, and my parents. So that should be fun. I'm sure we'll talk about that more as the date gets closer. No big deal for gifts or anything like that, because we haven't done gifts in a while. So I'm not really... I don't know. I don't really get as excited about Christmas as I probably should, but I do just like the family time and the food. We're having brunch, and I've heard rumors of candied bacon in my near future. Oh, dude, Jeff, that sucks. It sucks that we can't have family time during all this. You know, especially with the people, you know, you haven't quarantined with or whatever. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, it's COVID ruined Christmas. Boo. G says bah humbug. Totally fine. This motherfucker, I hope you're getting 1080p yet. I hope it's better. My output is set to 1080p and it seems to be doing all right, but I don't know. Maybe to refresh your browser or something. But yeah, big shout out to you guys. Thank you for showing up early and being here. Lando, what is up, my dude? We got 808 Kevin K. Aloha, bro. But yeah, Christmas time, good time of year. It's gonna be nice and relaxing, hopefully. That's really what I want. What I want for Christmas is for all my friends and family to just be nice and chill and relaxed and healthy and happy. That's what I want. I don't care about gifts. I would try to buy myself the gift, but the only thing I really want right now is a new graphics card, even though I don't need it. But those are sold out, dude. The entire country does not have a single 30 series or 3000 series graphics card or new AMD graphics card yet. So hopefully on the drop next week I'll get one. Haven't had much luck so far. I was this close today. I had the 3060 Ti in my cart, and I was trying to go through the process to check out, and it just kept giving me errors for 30 minutes until it said out of stock. There's nothing worse than that. Same exact situation with Walmart and the Xbox Series X drop. Oh, God. So bad. Mad Janitor says, sounds like when I try to get a billet box. Yeah, pretty much. Voodoo 1013, what's going on? Oh, and now she wants to go out. See? This is why you don't work with kids or animals, okay? Come here. No, you know what? If you want to go out, you got to pay the toll. Come here. No, come here. Come here. Ha ha! Got you. You got to pay the toll. You got to be on camera. Say hi. She does not like me right now. Why are you looking at me like that? Huh? Say hi. Be a cute little baby kitty. Nope. She's so mad. Ooh, stop! Claws! Okay, alright. You can leave. Come on. Never work with kids or pets. Ow! Claws, dude! She'll be back. She'll be back. She always comes back. She's camera shy, though. Ah. All right, let's get serious. Let's start talking about this stuff. I'm wasting time here. Ah. Let's go to the main screen. I am big. All right, so we have two devices we're taking a look at today. Smok Nord 2. Vaporesso Luxe PM40. Which one do I like better? Well, there's things about both devices I like a lot. And I'm going to do mostly analytical stuff here and less uppy close kind of table cammy stuff. Because I feel like there's a lot to talk about. And I'm sure you guys have some questions, which I will get to briefly, or momentarily. That's what I meant to say. Let's go over the facts, the things that we know for certain, the for sure stuff that I can tell you that's a fact, that's not an opinion. Before anything, first and foremost, big thank you, shout out to Vaporesso for sending me both of these devices. Yes, if you see a reviewer doing one of these videos, it's because that Vaporesso actually sent us one of each of these devices to compare and contrast. Now, I'm sure they want you to go, oh, well, this has USB-C and adjustable airflow, and it's top fill, and it's this and that. And you say all these great things about the Vaporesso, which is true. But there are things I do like about the Nord, which we'll get onto in just a second here. First of all, let's take a look at the specs for the Luxe PM40, this shiny guy right here. It comes in a variety of different colors. You have, let me get the actual color names right here. Black, silver, carbon fiber, lava, and jade. Yes, those are lovely names. I have the, I guess, black one. They make the Luxe black, this version with the shininess and the rainbowiness. And then they also make one in silver, which looks pretty cool too. It's just basically a photo negative of the one I have. Carbon fiber is pretty standard. The lava is kind of a stabilized wood, sort of almost geode looking. And the other jade one is pretty much the same there. Anyways, it uses the Action 2.0 chipset. It has an integrated 1800 milliamp hour battery. Wattage output range is 5 to 40 watts. It has power mode, pulse mode, eco mode, manual mode, zinc alloy chassis construction, intuitive firing button, 0.69 inch OLED screen, 4 pod capacity, top fill system. It uses the GTX coil family, which is pressed fit, magnetic pod connection, adjustable airflow control, overcharge protection, overheat, 10-second overtime protection, and it uses a Type-C port for charging. So all of you Android fanboys out there are going to love that. Now, moving on to the Nord 2. It comes in probably 50 different colors. Black stabwood, red stabwood, 7-color resin, 7-color oil painting. Wait, is this the Nord 2? This is a Nord 2. Okay, just making sure. 7 color oil painting, 7 color resin, red, gold, white cobra, black cobra, 7 color cobra. So a whole bunch of different colors. And the specs on this are a proprietary intelligent chipset, an integrated 1500 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, wattage output range is 1 to 40, voltage output range is 0.5 to 4, resistance is 0.3 to 3 ohms, zinc alloy chassis construction, single button operation, firing and wattage adjustment, 0.69 inch LED display, 4.5 mil Nord pod, supports Nord coils, 4.5 mil RPM pod, supports RPM coils, ergonomic mouthpiece, side fill system, silicone stopper, uses a Smok Nord and RPM coil series, plug and play coil, magnetic podded, pod detection, short circuit protection, 8-second cutoff protection, low voltage protection, and it uses a micro USB port for charging. Okay, so that is the stuff that I know that is fact, and that's, you know, as stated by the manufacturer. So, with that in mind, I'm gonna start by going over some of the things I like about like each device, right? So, PM40 first. I like the top fill system, very intuitive. You just basically you bend it either way here, and it pops off like that. Very simple. Love that. It doesn't leak. Not a drop. I know you'll see this in the close-up, but this pod does not leak. I don't think I've ever had to clean out the inside of this so far, and I've been using it quite a bit. If you've been watching my various other streams, you know that. Also has the adjustable airflow. Good. Yeah, okay. Multiple thoughts on this. In some way, it's good because you don't have to have multiple pods, multiple types of coils. You could just have a higher resistance coil with the same airflow, and you just cut it off on the actual pod itself, rather than having the coil dictate its own airflow. It's just you who dictate the airflow. Now, that being said, I like the airflow on the RPM, the Nord 2 rather, better. Mainly because it's smoother. This one just feels a bit more turbulent, whistly, just not quite as good. Even wide open, which is how I have it set for a restricted direct to lung. It's still a bit too restricted for me, and it's also very whistly and kind of not as great feeling as the Nord 2. I'm going to say RPM 40 a bunch because I'm using the RPM coils in it. I like the fit and finish. It's stylish enough for me. It's got the nice rounded corners. It kind of works. The only issue is, I guess, depending on which way you hold this thing, if you hold it up a little bit high, then you could block the airflow holes by accident. Not that big of a deal, but, it's a thing. Also, I love the fact that it's USB-C and that the USB port is on the side like that at the very bottom, because I can literally stand it up on top of my computer and plug in a cable to it and it charges standing up, rather than having the USB cable go into the bottom like on the Nord 2. In that sense, I feel like the Vaporesso is just a little bit smarter of a design, if that makes sense. Battery life is very similar on these two devices. However, I feel like I've been trying to go puff for puff with both of them, even though I have two different flavors in there. But I tend to lean more on the PM40. Maybe it's for the flavor that I have in here. Maybe it's for the fact that I may or may not like it more, but I just feel like I'm hitting the PM40 a bit more than I am the Nord 2. I also like the ergonomics of the mouthpiece. I know it's a weird thing to compliment about it, but I do feel like this mouthpiece fits a lot nicer. It feels a lot nicer than the Nord. The Nord is a bit on the chunky, bulky side. This one here just feels a lot better. It's like splitting hairs, but at the end of the day, I do like this better. as far as that's concerned. So as far as the coils are concerned, the GTX coils, I'm fairly familiar with them because I've been using them for a while in their various new devices. And up until this point, every other PM device that I've used has leaked, except for this one. I will show you guys, I swear to God, I have not cleaned it. I haven't wiped it. I haven't done anything since I got this thing. I don't think I've even really taken a pod out that much, maybe a couple of times, but that's it. And I will show you in the close-ups how it looks, and let me tell you, you might be a little surprised. Okay, so as far as what I really like about the Nord 2, one is that it's cross-compatible with Nord 1 coils. That's helpful, especially for people that were sick and tired of, their Nord 1 for any which reason, doesn't matter. If you're tired of it and want something the same size and shape but a little bit more adjustable, then the Nord 2 is a really good device for that. I like the light behind the button. It's a nice little indication. The button feels nice itself. It's one thing that the PM40 is lacking, is a light behind the button or around the button or anything like that. Not that it's super necessary, but I don't know. I like the little indication there, I suppose. I was going to compare the screens side by side. It's hard to tell in this lighting, but the PM40 screen is brighter by a pretty significant degree than the Nord 2. Hopefully you'll be able to see that on the close-ups. But other than that, the RPM coils, the RPM 40 coils that you can use in this thing are very well designed. I was fairly impressed by their longevity. The PM40 has, the GTX coil series is very good as well. And in fact, I am getting ready to change this particular coil after almost 2 full weeks of testing these devices out. And this one is still going strong. Now I'm like I've said, I'm using 2 different flavors in here, so there is going to be that difference in sugar content in the liquids. So I can't say, oh well, this one lasts longer versus this one. It's just whatever liquid you're using inside and how much sweetener it's got in it. There is no adjustability on airflow with the Nord 2. There is no airflow adjustability on the pod or anything, so you're just stuck with whatever airflow they give you. However, it is smoother than the PM40. So if you like the airflow that you get, awesome. If you don't, you're kind of screwed. But it is smoother. So there's that. It's kind of a dumb pod system. Even though it has the adjustability and everything, it's still kind of just dumb. Whereas with the Action chipset, it's got this auto feature where if you change your coil out, it knows and it can automatically set your wattage for you, which is kind of cool. But it's not a feature that I look for in a pod system. It's just kind of a cool convenience feature that they just so happen to throw in there. One thing I also kind of like about the RPM 40 pod / coil is the fact that the coils themselves have flat edges that you line up and it's nice and neat, whereas you are supposed to be lining these up. It has flat edges on these coils, but there's no ridges for you to actually line up the coil to, so it's kind of pointless to have those flat sides. You would think a pod like this would be completely flush or something, but it's not. I feel like that's like a big thing for me. I mean, yeah, you have to be able to get your fingers in there to dig it out and all that, but flush or just sticking out a little bit more would have been more helpful. Whereas this one here, you go in from the front and the back there of the coil, and you can get it out fairly easily. But anyways, I feel like before I talk about some of the negative things, or too many more negative things because I just go off on tangents, I think we should go down to the close-up view and take a better look at what comes with these two kits and compare and contrast the devices themselves. So let's do that now. All right, table cam, we have the boxes here. Man, I don't know what it is about my voice a second I go live, but I need a beverage handy. So anyways, we have our two boxes here, and we are going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drag this window over so I can read chat as I do this. Let's just go in order here. PM40 first. So here's the box. This is the PMTA version of the PM40. There is two versions out there, which I will get into the other one at sometime in the near future. But I wanted to take a look at the US version just because this is the one you're going to see in the States. You know, the one where I'm from. So you got the main features right there. You have a nice look at the device. This side here, you have some manufacturer's info. You have all the normal gubbins on the back, including the specs and what's in the box. You also have a bunch of warnings and all that good stuff. And that's pretty much it. On the outside, silver emboss right there on the front of the box. And also on the little thing that holds all the paperwork too. That's kind of neat. So inside the box here, well, for demonstration purposes, we'll go like this. There. There. Okay, so that's exactly how the box comes to you. You get two coils, you get a USB cable, you get a spare pod, because these coils are all the same size and all that. They take the same coil, so you just basically get a spare pod. And you get the device with a pod in there. So the coils that you get, I believe this one is a 0.6. Yeah, 0.6. And this other one is a 1.0 or 1.2. What is it? This one is 0.8. Okay, so you get a 0.6 and a 0.8. Neither coil is going to be that great for salt nic. I would much prefer a 1.0 to be in the box instead of two coils that neither one are super good for salt nic, but that's just my grumbly self, I suppose. Here you can see the screen. It's really nice. It's a good screen. There you go. And I'll just kind of give you a guided tour of this whole thing. Let's start with the pod here real quick. Here is the pod. Focus. 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 Come on. Come on. It does this to me every time. It focused on this thing. Oh. 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 Almost. Why you do this? Anyways, is it really that important? Here's the pod. The airflow comes in over here. Actually, up here. Right, yeah, no, down here. Just two little holes right there and two little holes right there. Coil, just remove like that. You just grab onto those things, or the little ridge on the coil. Mouthpiece comes off like that. And then, you know what I'm going to do? Manual focus time. That's what it is. It's manual focus time. Configure the video. And manual focus time. Okay. So here we go. Here is the filling port. Black little O-ring side there is how you fill it. Can get a little bit messy, especially if you're trying to fill the pod up all the way to the brim, because you're going to tilt that pod to fill it up the last couple of bits of it, and it's going to come out this little hole on the other side there. So beware of that if you decide to get one of these things. But yeah, there's the pod again, just to show you exactly what it looks like. And there you can see the airflow holes at the bottom here. and the coil. And that's pretty much the pod in a nutshell. Pod in a pod, get it? So here's the other part. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. I have not once rinsed this, cleaned this, wiped this, anything. This is 2 weeks of continuous use, and that's how much condensation / liquid is on the inside of this thing. Pretty darn good, gotta say. I am really impressed with that. I am not afraid of this thing just completely dumping out the contents of the pod inside of this device, which is great. We have the air vents at the side, which maybe I'll be able to show you kind of how that works. Not really, but yeah, it basically, you just move a lever and it kind of closes off that little spot right there. Very hard to see, and you don't get to see anything really from the inside either, so meh. But then you have the little clip on the inside here that holds the pod in place as well. Here's the little lever thing that I was talking about. Move it side to side, fully open, fully closed. Device itself looks really cool. Funky design, disco pod system. Screen up close. Really nice. Really nothing much to it. It knows that there's no pod in there. Boom, you pop a pod in, reads the wattage before you even click the button. 3 clicks to change the mode here. Or not mode, but wattage. So it goes up to 40. And you can also press and hold and it goes faster. I like it at 26 personally. Really haven't messed around with too many other settings because it's a freaking pod system. You don't have to. At the bottom here we have a USB-C port for all your charging needs. Very nice and solid. No wobble on that whatsoever. You can kind of just, I've actually left this thing dangling too off the side of my computer, and it survived. So yeah, you can handle a little bit of abuse. Not too many scratches or nicks or anything like that, even though I've kept it in my pocket with my metal Ridge wallet, so not too bad. And then you have the little bottom here. It says 1800 milliamp hour battery with the action chip. So there you go. Actually, let's give you a little close-up of the button there. Button, nice and clicky. Very responsive. And, I thought I shut it off. Okay, so that's that one. Where is the Nord 2? Bring in the Nord 2. Let's move. Oh, wait, yeah. Do I even have to show you the paperwork? You know what's in there. Not even going to show you the paperwork. It's literally not important. So we're going to move this box off to the side. Bring in the Nord 2 box. Smok Nord 2. Would you look at that? Pretty much the same thing on this side here. You get some of the basic features. You get the company information. You have what the kit includes and the warnings and whatnots. You get a little UPC and scratch and check. Let's go take a look at what's inside. You get the booklet style manual with a couple of color graphics. Good enough for me. No, I actually saved the screen protectory things. Oops. QC card. We have a micro USB cable to add to the collection. Oh, and some silica gel. Ooh. I wonder what flavor I got. Just kidding. Don't eat it. We also have the Nord pod. You can tell the difference because this one is slightly darker in color plastic than the RPM pod. The RPM pod is clear. It still has the coil in there because this is the 0.8 mouth-to-lung coil, which I haven't used yet. I will probably end up testing that out pretty soon. And maybe I'll do another side-by-side video on that one. And that's about all she wrote. You basically get the pod side-by-side like that, and then you get the device in there. Ta-da. So, let's take a look at the Nord 2 close-up. Pod with coil, RPM coil, RPM 0.4 to be more specific. Side fill port, A little bit of liquid on there. Yeah, it can get a little bit messy while filling it. Nothing else to report. There's your airflow intake on the sides, but I kind of like that. I like that because it lines up your airflow with these little wings here, and then it makes it nice and smooth, a nice clear channel for your air to go down. But that big chunky mouthpiece isn't as comfortable as the PM40. So there you go. Really, that's pretty much all there is to show about the pod there. Device itself, inner well, to be honest, not that bad. A little bit of liquid just kind of sprinkled about in there, but not anything too bad. So really can't complain about either one of these for leaking. I mean, traditionally I've heard that the Smok devices leak like a sieve, but this one I really haven't gotten that much. Maybe I've been lucky, but I have been using this thing for a solid 2 weeks and without any major leaking issues here. We have the nice little cobra pattern, and we have the screen. Oh, no atomizer, but there you go. There's your screen. For comparison's sake, let's see if it'll show up on here. Hey, you can kind of tell that the PM40 is a little bit brighter. You can kind of tell. But there you go. There's your screen comparison. It's probably the same exact like model screen, just different graphic on there. Same kind of deal with this one. 3 clicks to change the power. Click and hold. Stops at 40. Click to go back around the horn. I like this one at 25. Boom. I don't know why I have the other one set to 26. It just is. Just go with it. Bottom is your charging port. Micro USB charging port. There it is. With the IQ-N chip, which whatever that means. There's your air flow on this side here. Yeah, I mean, give you a better look at that. There you go. No adjustment. You get what you get. And then Nord 2 1500 milliamp on the back. And that is pretty much all she wrote there, ladies and gents. So that is your close-up side-by-side comparison between the PM40 and the Nord 2. Let's go back to the main screen, talk about these some more. All right, so I guess it's time. It's that time of the night, the evening, where I gripe and bitch and moan about the devices that were sent to me free for the purpose of making a review. And I guess you can call me a negative Nancy, call me whatever you want to call me, but I do like to pick apart these devices and, you know, see what makes them tick and see what I like and dislike about them. I try to do a very objective job at, you know, pointing out things that are fundamentally good and fundamentally bad with devices. And, you know, at the very end, I think I can pick a winner between these. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest flaw to this device right here is the airflow control system. It is just not as smooth. There's not as much airflow wide open. I also got a mouthful of juice because I kept opening it. But yes, it's not quite as smooth, and there's just not enough airflow. So I really wish it just had a little bit more airflow overall, and it didn't sound like a train whistle every time I puffed on it. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not the Nord 2. Maybe I've been using the PM40 more because I have to take twice as many puffs to get the same result that I do on the Nord 2. But either way, the capacity, I don't really notice that much of a difference. What is it? One is 4, the other's 4.5. Let's see. I forgot already, to be honest with you. I tend to fill them up almost at the same time. 4 mil on the Lux, 4.5 mil on the Nord. So yeah, it's about the same. I don't think there's that much of a difference. Half a mil, you know, it's a couple of drops really. So I don't think there's that much of a big difference with it. I fill them up at the same time, and neither of them will run out any, extreme amount of time ahead of the other one. So it's not that bad. The RPM, I do like the airflow on it. I really do. Battery life, don't really notice that much of a difference there either. 1500, 1800. I mean, I guess it could be the power handling, all that. I don't know, man. The thing I like about the different pods with different coils thing is that you can get... It's really their entire system. Their entire system with airflow is down to the coil. So the coil determines how much airflow you get, not the device. The device has a set amount of airflow maximum that you can get for it, which is plenty enough for the 0.4 ohm coil being used at its recommended wattage. So I like that. I'm not wanting any more vapor production. I don't need to put any more power through it. It's good at what it does, and it's perfect at the recommended wattage, in my opinion. And that includes the airflow. As far as the coils are concerned, you have a plethora of options. You can go through all the different RPM coils. You can go through all the different Nord coils. You'll find one that you like. Airflow and power wise, you can turn up the 0.8, you can turn down the 1.4, you can crank the 0.6 Nord, you can turn up the 0.4 RPM. You know, there's something in their lineup for everyone. It just sucks that they have to have so many coils. Now, the thing with the RPM is they have the new coil family. You know, the what is it called? GTX coil family, and they have a whole bunch of different coils. The coils themselves have larger and smaller diameters, but the device determines the final airflow. So you can have a wide open coil. If you want to cut it down, you can cut it down on the device. And I feel like almost that amount of choice, one, isn't that necessary, and also it could lead to problems along the way. This is speaking from a vape shop background, dealing with customers on a daily basis that, you know, the newbies, they don't first of all, they don't really listen to you in some cases, because I've told people, like, okay, I wouldn't go below half for the airflow. The next time I see them at the shop, it's been like a month. They're still on the same coil. They have their airflow cut down to almost nothing, and they have their power cranked up to the max. And I'm like, what are you doing? So choice could almost be like a bad thing in certain circumstances. But yeah, I just feel like the Nord, even though it's like a simpler, dumber pod system, it's almost better because of that. And I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but I really do think that some choices shouldn't be made by the end user. That sounds weird, but yes, I believe that is true, because having your options, like if I cut this down by half, it's probably going to be like really hot, and I couldn't take like a nice full lung draw off of it. And also, notice when I got a little bit of gurgling there, when you cut your airflow down, it adds more pressure inside the chamber of the tank, which causes liquid to be forced into the coil, which, if it doesn't get vaporized in time, will be forced up and out into your mouth. So I think their choice of adjustability, ooh, look, you can customize it, is almost a detrimental factor. That being said, There is so much I like about this PM40 that I do like. It kind of negates that fact. Now I'm gonna have to do it, a battle of the mouth to lung between these two devices as well. So we're probably gonna do this over again, but in a much shorter version, condensed down, and basically it's just gonna be mouth to lung using Nick salts, this versus this, in the final battle between these two guys. But if I had to pick a winner between these two devices, it would still be the PM40. But just a little bit. And mostly for silly little things. Like a little bit better battery life. The brighter screen. I like it. I like it, don't question me. the ergonomic tip of this thing. That sounds weird. It feels better when you're vaping on it. I don't know. It's just really nice to hold in your hand. It's a nice, comfortable device. It's overall a very classy looking little setup for a beginner vapor that wants a little bit more power than a standard, pod system. The airflow system is flawed. I feel like the pods themselves, if anything, should have some form of airflow, or I don't know. Maybe just let the coil determine the airflow. But I could be wrong, because I could put the Nord 1.4 coil in the Nord 2 and it would be terrible. But that's a topic for another day. I'm going to go with this guy. I like the USB-C charging. I like the brighter screen. I like the bigger battery. I like the comfort of vaping on this thing. It feels great. It lasts forever. It can take a couple of knocks. I really do like it. So far, the Nord is winning the battle of airflow, but that's about it. There's not a whole lot else this thing has going for it. They're both really good devices. I would recommend both of them. And honestly, if it was a toss-up, if you close your eyes and you had these two in front of you and mix them up, you just grab one of them, you're not going to be mad either way you go. So I would say there's no clear and decisive winner here right now. But personal choice, I'm going with the PM40 just for, the things that I mentioned. At the very bare minimum, I could charge this thing with my phone cable if I wanted to. And that's one thing that's just such a stupid little thing about this that I like so much. Whereas micro USB is outdated. Get rid of it. Oh, Nord 3 needs to come out. USB-C. Actually, they have the Nord X, and I believe it is USB-C. So, actually, you know what? Let's check on that right now. And while I do that, I'm going to say the winner of this battle is the PM40. But there is another battle to be determined later on, which I'll do a video, hopefully before the new year. Hopefully. But let's go back to this screen here. We'll chat some for the remaining time for this show. While I look at the Nord X on the website here. Nord X. Yeah, because there's a Nord X, there's a Novo 3. Okay, so it's got a dedicated up and down button now. It goes up to 60 watts. And... oh, kind of funky looking. Does it have rubber on it too? Or no? Maybe that's just the way it's shaped. Looks like it has rubber on it. Oh. Where is the charging port? Oh, the charging port has a plug on it. I think that is rubber. Hold on. Zinc alloy. Oh, it's IP67 rating, water, dust, and shockproof. Wow. Interesting. Okay, well, it says here it's a micro USB port. That's a little disappointing if that's the case. That sucks. Dude, all that work for a Nord X, and they still went with micro USB. Come on, get in the game. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about micro USB charging versus USB-C? What do you think about these two devices? Do you have any opinions? I want to know. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you think I'm correct? Do you think I'm incorrect with my final word on these two? Q Rose says, still using my Aegis. Had RDTAs, drippers, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for an end-term vapor that's trying to quit altogether after 6 years. Interesting. More power to you if by that you mean you're trying to quit vaping after 6 years of vaping and quitting cigarettes. And if, like I said, if that's the case, good for you, dude. And you only use 1 milligram. That's awesome, too. I'll be honest with you guys, since we're in like story time right now, I have been vaping for 9 years, and I was this close to quitting. I was this close to quitting vaping. And to be perfectly honest with you, I almost am still that close to quitting vaping because there's no way I need that nicotine. There's no way I need the nicotine anymore. I could do without it. I went for 3 months without nicotine. And I went back to it when COVID hit. The only thing that was keeping me vaping was this channel and you guys. Which I'm not saying that it's keeping me addicted to nicotine whatsoever, but the thing is, I quit nicotine and I didn't want to vape anymore. Like, it made me not want to vape. So when I didn't have my nicotine, it was just like, meh, I could vape, but it's definitely not necessary like it used to be. So for me, really the channel itself is keeping me vaping, which is keeping me on nicotine, but it's kind of a roundabout kind of way. It's like almost a vicious circle. That's kind of another reason that I want to do a lot more variety of stuff on this channel, which I think after the new year you're going to see a few big changes, because it's not that I'm done with vaping or anything like that. I'll probably still be vaping into the new year and beyond. But I do want to do a lot more different types of content on the channel. I want to be more of a content creator and less of like just known for vape reviews and stuff like that. So more of a variety kind of channel than anything. You're going to have a bit of the vape stuff. You're going to have a bit of this, a bit of that. I've got a few ideas just kind of rolling around the noggin that I would love to do for the next chapter of my YouTube career. But it's not going to be 100% vape-centric anymore. Which I know it's almost like an end of an era, but I feel like that's almost a necessity for a lot of people that just get not necessarily burnt out, because sometimes YouTubers get burnt out and they do a reboot and they just kind of come back to it and just have a fresh start, whereas I'm doing the same thing, but it's almost like a full reinvention of the channel. And I know I'm going to lose a lot of subscribers, but hopefully I'll gain some back with the content that I can create. And it's been a struggle with the channel because I've been losing subscribers big time, and I don't know how or why people unsubscribe from YouTube channels rather than just not watching their content. Maybe it's the fact that they get annoyed that I show up on their main page or something like that whenever I do a live. But either way, 35,600 down to about 35,000, and probably still going to lose some more. But either way, I'm glad you guys are sticking with me and being here for me through all of this crap. I am expanding my horizons onto other platforms as well. I do some stuff on Twitch. Links are all down in the description below. I believe at least probably 4 or 5 of you that are watching right now have watched me on Twitch before. And I'm almost a whole different person on there. I'm a lot more sweary. Here I keep it nice and tame. But over on Twitch, it's anything goes. It's Nick Uncensored. But I absolutely love the community I love the sense of community that I get with vaping, and I just have this feeling that even if I were to quit vaping, I would still get love from the community, and I would still, you know, put as much into it as I am currently and have in the past. So, you know, I would fight for vaping rights even though I quit vaping or barely vape or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, if I vape 0 mg and basically just do it for the reviews of the products that people send me, then I'd still fight for everyone's vaping rights, because it's actually something I'm still pretty passionate about. Man, VGPG and nicotine, just no flavor. Wow. You're like this close to quitting vaping. You're very, 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 very close. I know some people that got away from vaping by going just down to 1 mg and eventually just kind of stopping. They just didn't vape anymore. I know it sounds horrible, but I think one of the best times to quit something is after you get sick. Because you get sick and your body gets all beaten up and you kind of recover from it and come back. And personally, I cannot vape when I'm sick. So I abstain for a few days. And then when I feel better, I start vaping again. But that would, for me, that would be the time that I quit vaping. Is if I ever get like really sick, I'd just be like, you know what? I'm good. I think I'm good. But, you know, I feel like all vapors that have quit, all vapors that are still, you know, still have a big community that they love, they're going to still be in that community. It's not like you got to be like, bye, everybody, bye, then leave. It's just going to be like the same old thing, because you get to know people in the community on a personal level, and you care about them, you know? I care about all the Stooges. I care about everyone that watches this channel. I care about everybody that puts an effort into being in my life. So that's not going to change if I decide not to have the same hobby as them or same addiction as them. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just not as into it as I used to be. I still enjoy putting, you know, building coils, putting coils into atomizers and wicking them and all that, but just not as much as I used to be, you know? It's like, oh, back in the day, back in those Fresh Build Friday days, I was like hardcore about building. I would be the one to be like, ooh, let me get your atomizer, let me build it, you know? I would polish it up and make it look all pretty and put new coils in there. I'd wrap those sons of bitches myself and put them in there and just make it perfect and immaculate and be like, oh, how is it? Nowadays it's just like, oh, you want me to build your coils? $5. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know, it's just more of a chore and a task, and for me it's like, I absolutely love these little pocket systems and pod systems because they're that convenient, and I just don't feel like putting that much effort in it as much as I used to. And it's not like I get a ton of stuff in to review either. It's literally everything you see on the channel. Vaporesso products, UGG Vape products, Vandy Vape products, whatever handful of things that I get in. I get a few other offers from random companies that I, for the most part, don't even respond to because I just don't feel like reviewing more and more pod systems, dude. I pick and choose which ones I want to review. And then, honestly, if I ever didn't want to review something, I would just probably tell them. I mean, a lot of times Vaporesso sends stuff out without really, like, informing me ahead of time. Or they don't really ask me if I want to review something. They just send it, which is cool. I love that. But if there was ever something that I'm just like, yeah, I really don't feel comfortable reviewing that, then I probably wouldn't. But I use absolutely everything they send me. And I do appreciate all of their support for sending me both of these devices. And, I mean, I still look forward to trying out the new stuff. Don't get me wrong. I still get excited about Vape Mail. But It's just that I'm not as into it as I used to, I guess. I guess that's the long and short of it. Yeah, less cloudy vapes. I mean, the less cloud you get, the less visual stimuli you have, but really it comes down to the nicotine. I honestly think that it comes down to the nicotine, because if you just drop the nicotine right now from your liquid, like right this very second, just start vaping 0. If you can get through 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months without it, then you're good. You can just stay off of it. You don't need it. Your body has this like almost physical dependency. You're not going to die or anything if you don't get the nicotine, but you're going to be a grouchy bitch. Trust me, I've been there. And you're not a pleasant person to be around if you are addicted to nicotine and you don't get it. You get headaches, you just get irritated, and it's just almost frustrating, and it sucks. So I don't recommend that. But wean yourself off. If you're going to try to quit nicotine, wean yourself off. Go down to 1.5 milligram. Go down to 1 milligram. Just slowly just get rid of that drug out of your life, and then eventually you'll be on 0. And you don't have to stop vaping. You could vape 0 if you want to. But if you choose to quit vaping altogether, then that would be the way I would do it, personally. Yes, you've seen me on Twitch where I don't get my nicotine. And, yeah, I'm very irritated. My thing that I say is there's not enough nicotine in the world. And that's very true sometimes when you're playing Battle Royale games. But, speaking of Battle Royale games, we're going to be firing that biatch up in about 30 minutes. So, pay attention, guys. Let's see. I don't even know if they're on yet. They're not on yet. Well, as long as everyone is up for it tonight, then we'll stream in about half an hour. More than likely, that'll be the case. So just pay close attention to the Twitch stream possibly happening then. Don't forget to give me a follow or a subscription. You can subscribe with Prime for free. Every month you get 1 free Prime subscription. Just make sure you link your Prime account with your Twitch Prime, and then you can get going on that. But don't forget also, you can find the replays on my website with links to where you can buy these products that I've been talking about all night. You can also find my merch there, including this sweet hoodie. Might have to pick another one up for myself. My name on Twitch is Slightly Buzzed. I'll put a link in chat as well for you. Twitch.tv/slightlybuzzed. But yeah, you can find these sweet hoodies over there. I might have to grab another one for myself pretty soon because they're very comfortable and warm. And I just put this one in the wash again, and it's getting pilly. You know those little fuzz balls on the inside? I hate that. So it's almost time for a new hoodie. You can find these over there, as well as a bunch of other stuff if you want to support me in that way. Also, you can be my patron. Make sure you go check out patreon.com/dailyvapetv. You'll be able to support me directly there monthly and get access to a few things like the weekly Patreon hangout meetups on Coffee Talk on Sundays and Monday night game streams. But I'm hoping to revamp that and change some stuff up for the new year. A lot of things kind of gonna get just kind of pushed off until the new year. I might take a few weeks off myself and just kind of come back with a whole new look and a whole new channel and everything. Everything's going to be different. But that, yes, Lando also said, don't forget my OnlyFans. That's true. Butt crack pics only. But yeah, that's part of the whole revamping process. I've been talking about this for a while. People know it's coming, but I just telling you, stick with me. Edited videos are coming back. I might do a vlog. I don't know. I just have so many things that I could possibly do. They're endless. But that is going to do it for this stream. a little bit overtime tonight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I love each and every one of you. Twitch stream in about half an hour as long as the boys are ready to rock and roll here. And we will see you guys this Friday. We're definitely doing a vape stew because we didn't do one last week. So vape stew this Friday. And then, of course, Sabs on Sunday. Sabs Sunday, baby. Let's go. So, thank you very much. And as always, vape on.
Into the infinite, into the infinite, into the infinite.